Well, new tonight, moving now to a news alert of Greenwood, where more people are charged in a deadly shooting. Yashira Martin, Jalen Witt, Angela Wiggins, and his 16-year-old each face charges in the death of Gabriel Good and an unborn child. Martin and Witt are both charged with murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. And Wiggins is charged with accessory after the fact. Now, Good was found shot outside a Cardinal Glen apartment last month. He later died at the hospital. And a pregnant woman who was also shot, she survived, but her unborn baby did not. Oh, the 2 arrests follow 2 others. Javier Williams, Devontae Hill are also charged with murder in this shooting.